Right, good morning everyone. I'm Blue Clarity, a marketing lead at Trader Joe.
Hi, I'm David Effie, and I am business development lead at Trader Joe.
So who here has been on the Trader Joe platform before? Well, put your hands up. I'm hoping everyone's been on the platform. About half? Oh, okay. Not very good. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Trader Joe, we are a one-stop shop platform. So we offer a range of DeFi activities. So we've got a DEX, so you can trade and yield farm on. We've got Banker Joe, which is a lending protocol where you can borrow, where you can supply and borrow against your assets. We've got Rocket Joe, a liquidity launch platform, and we'll talk about that shortly. And then we've got the JPEG Marketplace, where you can buy and sell NFTs, and that will deploy next month. And what sets us apart, what makes our platform different or unique, is the fact that this is a fully integrated, all under one roof experience. There's no launch app button, it's all connected. We focus on UX, and we deliver a clean and consistent UI. And in every decision that we make, and every product that we build, we focus on how a user interacts, and we focus on how a user will experience that service. So why do we have that focus? Why do we provide that fully integrated, all under one roof experience? Well, we're here to make DeFi accessible. We believe that convenience results in conversion, and conversion results in adoption. So what's our role within this ecosystem? Why are we providing this service? Why that focus? So we're a platform for new primitives, and we're a source of discovery for all users that enter the Avalanche ecosystem. And we're facilitators in this space. We support the liquidity provisions of our partners and our users, and we enable DeFi conversion, and therefore we drive DeFi adoption. And we're often the first platform that many users will visit when they enter the Avalanche ecosystem, and we onboard as many new partners as we can support. And therefore we drive our partners' token discovery, and we drive our partners' token conversion as well. So our role within this ecosystem is to drive growth, and therefore drive adoption of DeFi on Avalanche. And so user experience is critically important. If a user has a good experience, they'll stick around. They'll continue to use the platform. They'll stay within the ecosystem. And vice versa, right? So if someone has a bad experience, if they're new in Avalanche, the first thing they do results in a bad experience, they may leave. They may try another chain. They may not come back to the Trader Joe platform. So to facilitate this role of driving DeFi adoption, growth within Avalanche, we've got liquidity. Liquidity is at the key, the heart of the Trader Joe platform and the Avalanche ecosystem. It's the blood that runs through the veins. And liquidity, what is liquidity? What is a liquidity pool? So really simply, liquidity or liquid assets are tokens, and they're collated into a liquidity pool, which is essentially a smart contract that locks those tokens in place and enables DeFi activities such as trading and yield farming. And when you create a liquidity pool, it's called seeding liquidity. So the first time a liquidity pool is created, someone will seed liquidity by depositing tokens into that pool. And really simply, the larger a liquidity pool is, the better user experience it essentially provides. It costs less to trade through a larger liquidity pool. There's lower slippage, lower fees, and it also reduces the underlying token's volatility, so price action. Before you can seed liquidity, you have to launch your token. You have to list it onto a DEX. There are a few key ways you can go about launching a token. So first of all, you've got an IDO launchpad. You have X percentage of your tokens. You provide them to a launchpad for a fixed price, and users will buy those tokens. You've got liquidity bootstrap protocols or liquidity bootstrap pools, copper auctions. It's like a Dutch auction way of selling tokens, and that will run over a number of weeks and months. And then you've got the DIY version. Basically, you just create your token and pair your own liquidity into a pool. So you can do like a stealth launch. There's no marketing pizzazz around that. And these are good options in their own way, in their own right. We didn't feel any of these options really gelled neatly and nicely with the DEX. They didn't offer great UX that we're trying to achieve. We encountered a number of problems over the many months that we've been active. First and foremost, you've got bots or custom contracts that are set up. So when a new token is launched onto a DEX, you've got these custom contracts that are spamming transactions, and they're trying to snipe a new token as soon as it's launched. They'll send many transactions, and they'll buy on the first block the tokens available. They'll buy as many tokens as they can. And these are bad actors. They do nothing but extract value from the ecosystem. They also cause network congestion. So when a new token is launched on a DEX, there's lots of retail users, there's lots of people trying to buy these tokens. This causes congestion, so it creates issues with gas. People have to pay more to buy a token. Transactions get stuck. People have a bad time trying to buy or sell a token. You've got shallow liquidity pools. Often when a new token is launched and added onto a DEX, it's seeded with 50 to 250K. This is a shallow liquidity pool. There's not enough liquidity there to facilitate a large amount of trading. And therefore you have issues that exacerbate those price movements. Lots of people are trying to buy the token. A shallow liquidity pool can't support that. So you have increased volatility. So you get number go up, and number goes down very quickly, within hours. And often you've got retail users in the middle. They're just trying to buy and sell. They can get wrecked. And these bad actors that are sniping using their unfair advantage, they're buying all these tokens cheap, and they're selling them into retail users that then trying to buy these tokens. It's value extraction. It's a bad UX. We have off the back of that, what follows up after that period, community management issues. We've seen a number of teams that have launched their token. They want to get on with their roadmap, deliver to their vision. They have to pivot their resource and energy to deal with community management issues because of the volatility caused by bad actors in the space that are buying and selling, causing retail users to get wrecked. And this can be quite severe. This can go on for weeks and months. And it's detracting. It detracts from the resource that team has to focus on their development. Again, it's bad UX. There's also a manual process with this as well. Seeding liquidity, it's a manual process. Every manual process that there is when you're launching a token is prone to error. Even timeliness. If a token launches 10 minutes early, it results in complaints. Community members raise suspicions. They question the integrity of the team. Again, it's bad UX. And then lastly, you've got lost value from token emissions. Depending on how you launch your token, you have 100% of your tokens when you launch it. If you allocate 2% of that to certain solutions, you may be selling that 2% at a severe market discount. This is essentially lost value from your token ecosystem, and it will impact the long running of what you're trying to deliver. So these are all problems that we've identified when launching a token onto a DEX. And these are problems that are creating a bad UX, and these are problems that we wanted to solve. So we created Rocket Joe. Here you go, sir.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you, Blue. So Rocket Joe is a way to kickstart your project, and kickstarting is actually a word that represents how users actually perceive it. It's a way to facilitate how organic price discovery can be approached through the raise of protocol-owned liquidity for your own token, and at the same time have the participants to be an active part of this experience. At the same time, it is completely decentralized, so it's purely a Trader Joe experience where we are a decentralized exchange, and you go through the entire process of launching, listing, and farming as the one-stop shop solution of Avalanche. And we really believe that this is what users want to have. They want to have a seamless experience where all the token management is done through the entire process from the beginning to the end of the life of the token. So Rocket Joe has mainly three phases, so let's talk about them. The main phase that everyone is interested about is normally the depositing phase, where any participants can put their AVAX into the Rocket Joe pool and participate into the launch of the given token. At the same time, this process allows anyone to potentially withdraw their token after the deposit phase started, because this is a way to achieve actually price discovery in a way that users can get in and out if they think that the value is potentially overbought and should actually be rebalanced by maybe removing your own participation. What we have seen is that actually most of the users believe in the price discovery mechanism in a way that whatever the price is currently reached is what the user accepts, but there is also a phase of education where it's necessary for the participants to understand the value of a token, and for example the fully diluted market cap is one of these measures that can help users understand the value of a token based on the allocation that is reserved for Rocket Joe. While the phase of deposits is for 2 days and withdrawal is allowed until the end of the third day, at the end of the third day the token is completely launched, and in the true essence of our one-stop shop solution, you get also to participate into one of our Saucy Double Reward farms that we run on Trader Joe, where basically the token that the LP token that you have just received out of your participation of Rocket Joe can be used to farm more of the token that you participated into the launch. Now, let's talk about how it looks like for the protocols, because, of course, it is a decentralized protocol. It means that there is a configuration phase that can be done on a smart contract. Currently, we are supporting protocols for the setting of the factory parameters, so we are helping them understand how much of the token needs to be given, or how the settings should be set, for example, for potential time lock, or how to generally offer, for example, a bonus when the token is completely launched as a reward for participants to the Rocket Joe launch. And after the factory parameters are set, the launch event is created, and there is the timer now running for the 2+1 days of Rocket Joe launch. At the end of this process, in a completely decentralized way again, we can call the create pair. Anyone can call the create pair that basically gets the AVAX and the token of the protocol, creates a liquidity pool, and splits it for all participants, completely automated. So you don't have to do anything to make it happen outside of someone clicking the button, and it's actually a run of whoever is going to click the button first. And this is extremely interesting because this means that anyone can really launch in the future with Rocket Joe. And at the end of the process, anyway, it is possible for anyone to withdraw the liquidity or the incentives through a call again on our interface. So why will the user participate to a Rocket Joe launch then? It is a new way of launching tokens because participating in a liquidity pool is a very different process than getting your token at a discounted value. Everyone that gets into a liquidity pool through Rocket Joe launch basically is a participant of the seed of the token. So they participate at zero gain, in theory, from the moment where everyone got the fair price valuation, and they are basically community participants, LP participants. They are the base of the liquidity of the protocol. This is a new way for any protocol to get engagement, appreciation, and support from their own users because they choose to provide a very strong liquidity in order for the protocol to allow positive trading in a way that is not too volatile, and at the same time it's extremely strong for any type of activities that will need to follow up after the token is circulating, for example, running the game. So talking about running a game, we have a case study here to talk about. That is our last launch, for example, which is Hopper's game. In collaboration with this protocol, we agreed to have a completely unlocked and fully circulating from day one process where basically their token was launched, seeded, and anyone could start either selling their token or holding the token. There was no time lock there. And most of the users that participated into the Rocket Joe launch of Hopper's game actually kept the token, and because they knew that there was going to be an imminent launch after the Rocket Joe was over, related to their NFT game, so people could use the Fly token in a productive way. And we also run a farm on Trader Joe where Hopper's game LP holders could farm the token while waiting to actually use it for the game purpose. And we have raised for this specific case 11,000 AVAX. Most projects we have seen can achieve on average 20,000 AVAX. Tokens have moved very differently overall in this entire process. And what we have learned is that we need to evolve. Trader Joe always wants to improve their product based on user experience. We always listen to users' feedback. We are looking to make Rocket Joe permissionless as soon as we think that the users and the protocols are ready for this, and we are constantly tweaking the process. We also want to integrate vested liquidity pools where basically your LP participants can receive and unlock the token over time. And we also want to allow to bond the LP for more incentive tokens. And we are constantly listening to users' feedback to understand how Rocket Joe V2 should look like. And we hope that you're all going to appreciate it and participate in the next launches. Thank you.
Thank you.